What's going on, guys? I had some food for thought while I was getting ready to eat this lovely chicken and rice that I hate very much. But I was in the bathroom, this locker room, whatever, earlier today at the gym, and there was a guy, young dude, that was posing in the mirror when I was like shaking up my protein shake, or whatever. So I I turned around and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, man, how long have you been at it? What's your story?" He wasn't. I mean, he wasn't a big guy. He wasn't uh, super small or anything. Just average, pretty average looking kid. And other than you could tell that he worked out, but nothing serious, obviously. And he was like, "Oh man, I haven't been consistent for very long. I've really been back consistent for about 3 months, or whatever." And I told him, I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it looks about right, for not taking it super serious. I mean, he had a decent physique." And I started talking to him, and he was like, "Dude, it's the diet, man. Like," he's like, "I like to lift, but," he's like, "I just can't stay consistent with the food," And I told him, I showed him some of my old competing pictures, and when I was 240 pounds and all that. And I told him, I was like, "Look, man, like food's the hardest part." And he's like, "Dude, my friend sent me this diet to follow, and I followed it for a little bit, but it was so much food. It was like 6,000 calories." And I'm thinking to myself, like, I know how much food 6,000 calories is, especially of clean food. And I was like, "All right, cool." I was like, "Well, show me the plan, let me see." And he finally found it in his phone and showed me the plan. And it was like a cup of egg whites, half a cup of oatmeal, and like a scoop of peanut butter, whatever. Very basic, like chicken and rice. This is 7 ounces of chicken and 300 grams of rice. And he was doing like 6 ounces of chicken with like 150 grams of rice, And I'm like, "Look, like the diet I'm eating is 2,400 calories at what I'm at right now." And I'm like, "I'm just telling you right now, it's not 6,000. I'm like, "You're not even over 3,000 right there." And, so just keep that in mind into your perspective of how much you're actually eating and thinking that it's a lot of food, because it's not. But I told him also that since he's starting out and he's having a hard time following plans, I'm like, "Dude, make it enjoyable." I'm like, you're skinny. I'm like, "You're not fat. You're not going to be a fat dude, So make meals that are enjoyable. Do, eggs in the morning with, not with oatmeal, do it with a couple English muffins, 2 or 3 even, with jelly on them and a glass of orange juice. And do your last meal of the day with like a gigantic freaking bowl of spaghetti. Make it, a 900 calorie spaghetti meal, which would be very easy to do. You know what I mean? Like, make it enjoyable because you need the calories." And I'm like, and the biggest important part is make sure you're doing something around pre and post workout. I'm like, make your pre-workout easy so you can eat it and want to eat it and be, energized throughout the workout, which is the most important. This is not for bodybuilding per se, for people that are on, any type of cut or diet or anything like that. But I'm talking purely for someone that needs help to be consistent with eating food, more food, and getting in the gym and actually making gains. I told him, do a protein shake before you work out with a bagel. Put some jelly on the bagel, put some honey on the bagel, whatever. Put some peanut butter on the bagel, whatever. Eat that. That's 60 grams of carbs and 50 grams of protein, or 25 grams of protein. And then do that same meal after you work out, and it's going to be tasty. Like, who doesn't want to eat that? Like a tasty bagel with jelly on it or something like that. I used to do that all the time when we were bulking, and it works because it's tasty. Like, you want to eat it. So guys, remember, like, you don't have to make the food suck if your goal is just to simply start being consistent and adding weight or adding, more calories, getting the protein in, stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions about that, like, hit me up and let me know if you would want more like tips or tricks or, calorie dense meals or whatever that you can do. Like, I have tons and tons of meals you can eat that's not chicken and rice. Now, I don't want my clients hearing this because they have some pretty boring meals sometimes, but it's only when they have to. So remember that, guys. If you don't have to eat that crap, don't eat like crap. So hit me up. Let me know if you guys like more information like that, and we'll talk to you later.